the word of the CIC should be taken serious. I've accepted that the CIC has said a lot of things in the past which have came to life. His word is bond, and there's plenty of quotes you can use that he has spoken in the past, referencing everything that is happening today. And not just political things locally, even global politics. You can always reference the teachings of the CIC from the past seminars, from the past pressers, from the past political speeches he has gave before. There's plenty of reference from the speeches of the CIC that he has gave before, which can be concluded today that, yeah, he was right with this. Look what's happening. He predicted this. Look what's happening. So I've learned to take his word serious. And I've learned to dive deep into the things he says, because many of those things, I don't even want to say he's a prophet, but there's plenty of prophecies from his word. I don't know if it's this self-inflicted or given unto him, giraffe view, a brand, or this superior logic brand. Whether you want to say it was self-inflicted, he gave it it was self-endorsed, he gave it upon himself, or they gave this title to him. Whatever you put it, that giraffe view, I can sit here and confirm as a young man that he has the giraffe view. It's true. This giraffe view they tell you about the CIC has is true. Because just listen to everything everyone around is saying, and just watch how everyone is moving, acting, and tell me there is no reference from the speeches of the CIC in the past you can use to verify all of these things that are happening, that this was once predicted. Okay, us and those who allow themselves to learn from almost everyone, we learn a lot from the CIC, whether directly or indirectly. As young men looking to become great leaders, great fathers, great men, great warriors, brave people in society, we have learned a lot of lessons from the CIC about brotherhood, about loyalty, about how to deal with disloyalty, about fatherhood, about being a great leader, about being a strong leader in the midst of being vilified, in the midst of being branded as a terrorist, in the midst of being branded as a criminal, in the midst of being hated by your very own black people. You can still make it out and be strong. And we have learned how to deal with that. We have learned how to deal with the stigma of being hated by the media. That's why many of us, we're not worried about the comments, people posting negative things in the comments, saying negative things. This type of resilience, we have learned from the CIC that you don't have to even focus on what people say about you. You know who you are. You know where you are going. You know what you represent. You know what you stand for. These other people can talk all they want. They don't make you you. We've learned that. We have learned to accept ourselves for who we are and what we represent without fear. Many of young people in South Africa, if they were brave enough to be honest, and many youth, let's say 40% going below, they would be honest and tell you that the freedom of speech we have today in South Africa, it wasn't going to be practiced like this by the youth if Julius Malema was not leading the freedom of speech. He was the first one to challenge the establishment, to challenge the government. It was unheard of. People were like, no, man, they were scared. He brought back the freedom of speech of speaking your mind as a black person against the establishment that is owned by white people. He gave so much power to black people for them to be confident enough to challenge white people, white companies, white media houses, white funded whatever political parties. He gave us that voice for us to even know that you can speak your mind. You can speak and be heard, that you don't agree with the world order. You don't agree with how the system has been designed for you. You have another way. You want to make it out in life in a different way. Bravery. He gave so much bravery, indirectly or directly, from to us. Usually us as young men, because as we witness men in a different way compared to women. Many women or many men who are feminized, they would see the CIC acting macho, acting strong. He's a leader, he has to become strong, resilient, macho, because he's a leader of a political party and he's a leader of black people, the most hated people in the world. So, as young men who are still trying to retain the masculinity of the world and the stoicism in men, we learn real stoicism from the CIC. Of course, we learn it from our fathers. Here I'm just speaking about politics. Me, a lot of things I also learned from my father. But my father is not the topic of discussion. I'm talking about the CIC. Stoicism, how to become a man amongst men, how to become a man amongst women. He has shown us. He has shown us that a man can still retain his masculinity even when women are given opportunities to also lead in other aspects in the world. You don't have to feel like you're not a man enough because there's women around you also in leadership positions. You can still be a man. His marriage with his woman, his wife, and him becoming a father and taking care of his kids and being a proud father has shown us that you don't have to run away from your women. Even when things are tough, you love her, you are building this thing with her. You have to stick the time, you have to commit, you have to stay the course. He has showed us commitment. There's not much politicians who can teach you commitment through their relationship, because what is a man who is struggling to commit to a woman, a relationship? What else will he struggle to commit in? Will he struggle to commit in the cause of this revolution? Will he also struggle to commit to the ideas of the revolution? Will he struggle to commit to an idea? Will he even commit to his own principles? If he can't commit to these women who he claims he loves, can he commit to an idea that was created out of thin air? Can he commit to principles? Can he commit to his own integrity as a man? So such things we learn. They call us young, they say we are young. But why shouldn't we be young? We are not old. It's not a shame to be young, it's a blessing. Like you think you are shaming us when you say you are young, you. It's not a shame. It's a blessing to be young because you have more time to learn from even those who call you young. What do they have to say, Bona? These ones who are running around calling us young. What do they have to teach? What is it that they are teaching the world, indirectly or directly? Like, Bapeteni, what have you achieved for us to draw inspiration in your life story? What have you achieved? Like, what are we going to learn from you? You know? So, many of you are just jealous that you are learning from the greatest which you envy, the people you fail to become like. Julius Malema. Many of you failed to become what he is. You're just jealous and envious that we look up to him and we don't look up to you. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you very much.